All right, it's May 2023. It's at kind of the end of May. Mango season started, so starting to get a little busy here. In front of me, this is a Namdok Mai. I wanted to talk about multi-grafted mango trees. So this Namdok Mai is kind of the prime example of a multi-grafted mango tree in my yard here. I planted this in 2014. Then I started top working it maybe 2-3 years ago, and just been adding varieties on it since. This year is a really nice year to kind of demonstrate, because most of the varieties that I top worked on here are fruiting. So we have so it's a really nice visual representation. This is pretty easy to do, and even in a small yard, you can get multiple varieties. So I have maybe around 12 mango trees. Each mango tree has, let's say, like 2 or 3 varieties on it at least. So that, that makes, I have like, let's say around 30 varieties of mangoes in my small 1/6 of an acre yard. And sometimes for me that's easier than actually going to West Palm Beach and picking up some fruits to try. So starting off here with Thai Everbearing. You can see small fruits, but really packs a good bit of flavor. They end up being sort of colorful, so you'll start seeing some yellow and some red blush on there. It's a little bit out of focus, but maybe on the other ones you'll be able to see. Yeah, they're really small, maybe like plum sizes, but they're really good. This is an underrated fruit in my opinion. And then next we're gonna go on to Mapulehu. This is one from Hawaii. It is kind of fungal prone. You can see a little bit of the black streaks on it. I haven't had a problem where it's mostly just superficial, but this one has a nice Westadine flavor, and it has a spread-in growing habit. So just in case if anyone was looking, these are all low vigor varieties, by the way, because I just wanted something to match the Namdok Mai. Now we're moving on to Little Gem, which is another one from the Gary Zill's breeding program. It's a very prolific and precocious mango. You can see them bearing in bunches here. Really clean fruit, has a good Indian flavor to it. In my head, it kind of tastes like between a Neelam and a Kesar. Really nice late season variety as well. Slightly late, not as late as Neelam or Beverly, but still later than most mangoes that you would see hanging in South Florida. And now we're getting on to this section here is kind of all intertwined, but what you'll see is some Pina Colada. Right, the sun exposure a little bit too high, but that's Pina Colada there. These are a little bit more fungal prone, I guess, this far west, and it's been rainy, so the Pina Colada still tastes good, but not as productive. We have also Namdok Mai mixed in on this tree. The majority of it is actually not Namdok Mai, sorry, Maha Chanook. The majority of it is Maha Chanook, but for whatever reason, it didn't fruit that well this year. Most of the flowers kind of burned off. But it's still fine. Plenty on this tree. This is one of the original branches of Namdok Mai, kind of fruiting right on the panicle. Kind of came right off the trunk, so that's pretty interesting. Gonna leave it on there. I wanted to graft white peri on there. This one is Buxton spice, not to be confused with black spice. Both of them are from Guyana. This one is a West Indian flavor, whereas the black spice that I grew up with has more of an Indo-Chinese flavor. They both are small green mangoes, so I think it would be pretty easy to confuse. And the last variety on here is Pickering. You can see, even though this is in the front yard, this one gets a good amount of airflow. There's some of them that are kind of dirty. I don't really spray with anything. You see this one has some scab on it. but it doesn't really go beyond the skin of the fruit, so it might not be great to sell. But I mean, since the majority of this is just for home consumption and sort of given away to friends and family. Alright, the second one I'm going to show is this Valencia tree. It was a Valencia. Now it's 3 varieties mainly, and I added like probably 2 more varieties. So this one has 5. The previous one had 7. So this is probably the second most top worked tree in the yard here. So the varieties we have is peach cobbler, Dupuis Saigon, and lemon zest. All right, we're gonna quickly go over the 4 mangoes that are on this tree. I apologize for some of the camera work. I think I was filming some grass by accident a few times instead of showing a Siamese mango. So you can see right here that you can see a little bit of orange sherbet in this shot. We're going to go to the center of this original VP tree, Valencia Pride, and I'll show you. This is the how the branches were formed, and basically pick each one of these branches and grafted 1 variety. So that this branch is the eastern branch, and it has Dupuis Saigon grafted onto it, which is a classic taste in mango mixed with like a little hint of a Indo-Chinese. So if you think of some of the crosses like Edwards, that's kind of around the flavor you're looking at. Very firm as well, just like Edward. This is a lemon zest. This is this northern side, and you can see some lemon zest over there in the left of the screen, and the orange sherbet, which is grafted onto Dupuis on the right. The one thing about the lemon zest, even though it's an extremely vigorous variety, grafting it on the north side of the tree really limits the sun exposure. So the flavor is not as great as I would hope. It's kind of it's sweet, but it doesn't have much sub-acid balance, or it doesn't have this kind of syrupy characteristic of the juice that I get from some other trees. Again, apologies about filming grass. Apparently, I think I was looking to show some of the Mangiferas Siamese inside there. You could probably, no, you can't see it. And this is peach cobbler. Great mango for the front yard, but really hard to pick. Again, from the Zills variety.